Yo, yo, happy Monday. I just finished my workout a little bit ago. Uh, my Jimmy rigged curtain hanging fell apart. I have to fix that. Cats and dogs are getting crazy, so then my thing over here is all, things are just a hot mess. Not really. We gotta be careful how we talk to ourselves, because even though it might be jokingly, it can really affect life. It's so weird. And annoying, because I like to be sarcastic. But that's just a story I tell myself, that I like to be sarcastic. What? Never ending spiral. No, just kidding. Anyways, let's see. I weighed in yesterday and was up half a pound, 2 pounds. I don't know. I was up from before, which I guess would make sense because some of the kiddos came over. We did a cookout, and we were up late. And then for some reason, my internal clock doesn't matter if I haven't got enough sleep. My internal clock's like, no, you need to get up. We don't care. You're getting up. And so up I was after like 3.5 hours of sleep or something like that. So Wednesday, I was like, and Kristen had x-rays to check on her hardware in her back, which everything appears to be fine according to the chiropractor. We're going to see our chiropractor tomorrow. And get x-rays at a different chiropractor's office. Anyways, there's a freaking spider web. Squirrel syndrome much? But it turns out, okay, so she got her x-rays at Clearwater Chiropractic. And it turns out, I don't know how we didn't put these two and twos together before, but they're right next door, literally two Little Caesars. And it's like, obviously, since we don't live in Eau Claire or Altoona, and we don't have Little Caesars in Chippewa, this is clearly a sign to get some Little Caesars. So we did. So I had too many carbs 2 days in a row. I did all my workouts though. So, I mean, it is a possibility that like a half of that pound is like muscle. Because I am lifting heavier for the most part. I got done with chest and biceps today, and the dogs wanted to go out. Let me show you my doggies. My dogs wanted to go out, and trying to get them on their tie-outs, my arms were shaking, my biceps were shaking. So there's my puppies, the little snow puppies. And yeah, so that's the situation with that. So, and I started reading a book that I had bought a while back that I didn't like when I first, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be when I bought it. Well, can you see me? It wasn't what I thought it was going to be when I bought it. It's called I Am on a Love Diet, and it's this woman's 365-day account of her adding more love to her, self-love into her daily routines, as opposed to obsessing over exterior things that fix weight issues. And I just wasn't in the mindset back then. But as I was getting ready for my upcoming vendor fair on Sunday in Chippewa, and my 30-day wellness renewal challenge, it starts May 1st, I came across that book because I had it in, it was digging through the stuff that was in, because anyways, and I started reading it last night, and I am now in that mindset because she's saying things that like I've been saying for like the last year about how when I first joined Beachbody, like, and then like about a year or two after I joined Beachbody, Portion Fix became a thing. Like it got introduced into Beachbody. Autumn joined Beachbody, and it was mind changing for me because I'd been using my Fitness Pal and just calories in, calories out, earning Big Macs on like my elliptical machine and stuff. And even though I had lost weight, I felt like shit and I was flabby. And so I joined Beachbody, started doing weightlifting with P90X, and then Portion Fix came in. And for whatever reason, doing the workouts is easy for me. It's easy for me to be able to get the workout in. And I mean, and it doesn't mean that every day I want to do a workout. Like some days I'm just like, shit, I don't feel like fucking exerting myself. But I'm able to be that disciplined. But my discipline with nutrition, it eventually petered out. Like it was so easy. I was like, oh, like this makes it so easy to follow, blah, 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 blah. And I tried switching over to 2B mindset. I've tried to merge the two. And no matter what, I just don't stick to it. And I don't lose the weight. And I've been saying it's because it was all shiny and new. So it was easy for me to override default settings that I had. In fact, I just steamrolled right over those default settings and was able to stick to these things for quite a while. But eventually, the novelty of it wore off, and the default settings always were sitting there dormant, kicked right the fuck in. And it's mindset, it's internal. It has something to do with what's inside. It's not, there isn't a external fix for this. It's not even here is another thing. It's not an actual problem. We like to look at everything as a problem that needs to be solved and fixed. And that just gives it a negative connotation. That's why a lot of people don't like hearing about going on a diet. Like it just has negative connotations to it. Even though if you actually, like the original definition of diet was just what you eat. It wasn't like a restricted diet. So words are crazy like that, right? So I got on a tangent there. But the real thing is just to find out, to hone in. Maybe it isn't even that. And I've just started reading her book. And Nicole Perry, I think her name is. And I'm not a quick decision maker on a lot of things. I like to let things brew and simmer on the back burner and really mull over some stuff and gather, like, see all the pieces fall together. You know what I'm saying? So actually, this is coming at a great time because when I am doing the wellness renewal, I'm not asking participants to take anything away from their lives. I'm just asking to add in a little something that's positive for them. One is drink Shakeology once a day for 30 days, but we're also going to work on our thoughts. And that'll be individual determined, but like each day there'll be like individual thoughts that we are sharing with ourselves. Like I would like to figure out like what sort of thoughts I have that lead me to what kind of thoughts I have about eating and in and just add in a new thought. Because I put it on TikTok and stuff, but I looked it up and we have like 70,000 thoughts a day. 70,000. 80% of those are negative. It's just natural for our brains to be negative. Because back in the day you had to, scrutinize the terrain to make sure that you didn't, fall into a pit or get eaten by a bear or something. So that's just how our brains are normally functioning. And then we repeat 95%. 95% of our thoughts are repetitive. Out of all that 70,000 thoughts we have in a day, it's fast. And our brain has to grab whatever's the most important it thinks. And that's what it takes. So what I'm asking is that we just add in a thought. We consciously add in a thought each day, a mantra, you may say. And it sounds silly, but just like, I mean, I started drinking Shakeology in 2012, and I used to have a double cupboard loaded with little Debbie cake snacks. And um, legit, it just got crowded out. The longer I was drinking Shakeology, the more I craved healthier foods. And I started just naturally adding in. I would see a recipe on Beachbody, and it would have a ingredient in it that I had not had before, and I'd actually be like, hey, let's give that a try and see what we think. Or I'd be at the store and I'd see like this weird vegetable or fruit, and I'd be like, why don't we come up with a recipe we can make with that just to see if we like it? And I've really learned how to invent recipes. And that all sparked just from initially just doing once a day Shakeology. And my first like 6 months of Shakeologies were not the healthiest, I will admit, because I really loved McDonald's and Little Debbie. I liked the processed nasty shit. So I had to doctor my shake sometimes in order for me to be able to enjoy drinking them. But that also eventually waned out. Like I can go hardcore and just throw it in cold water in a shaker cup and shake it up and drink it if need be. Like that's hardcore. But that was not the way of life when I first started. So the same thing happens with like our thoughts too. We can just keep telling ourselves the same thought. It doesn't even have to be, we don't even have to fully believe it at first. When I was working on my fear of falling from heights, before nosediving out of an airplane, I legit started at the distribution center I was working at. We had order pickers that go extremely high in the sky. Um, Rack A was down at the floor level. Rack B was about chest level. Rack C was just above the head. And the racks went all the way up to L, M, and N. You know your alphabet, that's really fucking high. So when I first started doing that job and going up that high, it was terrifying. But our bodies don't know the difference between excitement and fear. They have a lot of the same physiological responses. So our brain, what? So I would get up there. I would be, oh shit, gripping the little handlebar, barely moving on the platform to get something off the shelf, terrified out of my wits. And I was telling myself, this is fun. This is exciting. I did not believe it. I giggled at myself at the ridiculousness of it. But you know what? Eventually, I was like shaking around on that thing because it gets wobblier the higher up it goes. Shaking around on that thing. I'm climbing up into the racking. I'm joking around. It's just a progression. And you just have to keep at it. So that is why I am excited about this 30-day renewal. I haven't done a lot of like Beachbody coaching, like groups and stuff lately. And it's just because it just wasn't in my heart to just be like, okay, guys, we're going to do a challenge group. I've got this challenge group guide that we can follow and do. Because for me, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than just doing the workout and doing the nutrition and checking the shit off. Like for me, it has so much more to do with the inner work. And so the 30-day renewal, wellness renewal starts. The heat is killing me right now, going up into my face. The 30-day renewal starts May 1st. Anybody that does not already have Shakeology, orders should be in no later than April 24th in order to get your Shakeology in time to start. And if you're brand new as well and you don't have and you're potentially interested in also having access to a whole year of online work trainers and nutritionists, nutrition programs, and all sorts of workouts for all levels that I can talk with you about for hours about if you want. For an extra $89, you can just add that in as a bonus, not required for the 30-day group, but it's an extra bonus. Plus, if you do go that route, I have a $20 off promo code. So it's actually only $69 worth. Plus you're getting coaching from me and one free a free hour Reiki session. And yeah. And then Shakeology has a bottom of the bag 30-day money back guarantee. I mean, so it's really a no-brainer for anybody that wants to join. So if you're interested, or if you know somebody that would be interested, please pass that along. And I think I have information about that all across all my social media boards. Plus, I have the group already set up on Body, and I have it opening the week before. Yep, it should be the week before. It should be opening the week before, so we have like pre-game time. So, all right, that is all I have to share for today. Was more of just thoughts and what's coming up, and that you are awesome no matter what. You are awesome, and you always have the opportunity to choose again. I love it. I love it.